Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Surprise! I'm jumping on and sharing one last alternative card that I've created with the contents from the October 2023 Paper Pumpkin Kit. So the kit creates 2 different cards, and there are enough supplies to make 4 of each card. So there's a total of 8 cards. If you're interested in watching me unbox the kit or seeing any of my other alternative cards, you can click on the playlist and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. So after creating all of my cards, I had 1 set of cards left. And during my unboxing, I talked a little bit about maybe doing a peekaboo window type of card because all of the layers on the original cards are kind of hidden by the layers in front. And so I thought it might be fun to do something that you could see each layer. So as I was thinking about that, I came up with this card here. And even though it's not quite a peekaboo look like I was originally thinking, it does show us each layer as we move through it. Now, because I only have 1 set of cards, I went ahead and played around with that idea on this vertical card. And today I'd like to use the leftover contents to make a horizontal card with you today. So I don't already have it made, so there might be some little hiccups or mistakes that I may either edit out of the video or that you might see. And so it's just going to be a little different type of video than I usually do here on my channel. And if you like what you see, I would love to have you subscribe, and you can do that using the link in the bottom right corner. So let's just take a quick look at this first card. So there are 3 layers to this card. Here's the first layer, then we have the second layer, and then the card base layer. And as I was putting together, I noticed we have a lot of white space at the bottom. And so what I did is I took apart the greetings and created one that kind of used a little bit of all of them, and I even stamped one on the inside of the card base. So this one says, "Celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive holiday season. Merry Christmas." And I just kind of love that I used all of the greetings on this card. So to create this hinge, we're going to use some window sheet. Now, if you don't have any window sheet, you can use regular cardstock. What I like about the window sheet is that it's really strong. It's not going to tear, and it does kind of force it open. So you can kind of see that it automatically pops open. People are going to know that it has all those layers. And it's super cute even standing on the table because you can see all the depth on that card. So I'm going to show you how I created those hinges. So the first thing is to grab yourself a window sheet. And this is about 1 inch by 2.5 inches. It's just a scrap piece that I keep with my other bigger pieces. It might be hard for you to see on my paper trimmer what I'm doing because it is clear. So I'll just do my best talking you through what I've done. So I needed something that's going to be about the full height of the left side on the card base because I'm going to hinge it from the left. Even though the horizontal does fold on the top, I don't want it to actually hinge from the top. So I'm just going to hinge it on the left, and it's just going to open on the left, and then the whole card will open from the top. So that's why I chose something a little bit longer. And then I'm going to do a score line right in the middle. So that's about 1/2 inch on both sides. If you want to go a little bit smaller, you can. I feel like 1/2 inch is perfect. So I am going to use my scoring blade and just push really hard into that window sheet so that I can fold it in half, just like that. You do want to have some sort of tool to help you really press that score and fold it so you get a nice sharp fold there. Can you see that? So next we're going to take some tear and tape and we're going to add it to both the front and the back of this fold. Just like that. Go ahead and remove one of the paper backings, and you're going to take that folded edge is going to line up on the left side of your die cut. So you'll flip it over and place it right in the corner. Sometimes it's a little hard to see, so if you have like a dark color that you can put so that you can see where that edge is. So right up against that line. Here's a close-up. And then on your card base, remove the paper backing on the other side. And this one you can line up on the opposite side. It might be a little easier. And then just make sure that if you come across, everything lines up nicely. Oh, that's so cute. Has just that little bend to it so that people know that they can open it up and see what's inside. Okay. Now, if you wanted to make your window sheet a little skinnier, you can. You could probably get away with somewhere around 1/4 of an inch on each side, but the 1/2 inch is just a little easier to work with. Okay, so really we've got our card base put together, and now we can just decorate it with some fun sayings. Go ahead and grab some scratch paper. This is just the back side of one of the card bases from my past alternatives that I've shared. I like using the card bases for scraps because I already have it, and the white is just a little different than my basic white, and so it coordinates just a little bit better with the card base from the kit. I'm going to go ahead and do some stamping, and I'm just going to stamp everything on the scrap piece, and then I can cut things out, fussy cut them out, and kind of mix and match however I want it to look. So a little bit of everything. And then if I decide later to go ahead and stamp it on the card, that's pretty easy to do as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all of these out, and then we'll be back and figure out how we want to add them to our card. Okay, so I've got all of my greetings fussy cut, and I also pulled out the last 2 die cuts I have. So I've got the large star tree and then the 2 tree die cut. And I was actually thinking maybe I can do kind of a little peekaboo door with this large tree here. If I put it on the front, it might be nice to be able to open it and see behind. So we're going to try that. I was also thinking of maybe doing Happy Holidays here on the front, and then doing the Celebrate the Wonder and Joy of this Festive Season here in the center, and then doing Merry Christmas on the inside. So we'll just kind of see how that all goes. Let's start with the peekaboo tree. So I grabbed another scratch piece of window sheet, and I am going to do a nice skinny strip. So maybe just, let's do 5/16, I'm thinking. Go ahead and cut that. It looks like I cut that crooked. So let's trim it again to make it square, and we'll try one more time. So 5/16. Yeah, that looks good. because the tree is the widest at the bottom, that's where I need the hinge to be. Because if I put it up here, then it's not going to open correctly because this will hit. So I'm going to add some tear and tape to the center of the strip. And I'm going to go a little larger than I think I need. And then I'm going to add it to the base of the tree so that I'm not going to see it, but it does go all the way across. And kind of stopping right there, I think. So keeping the paper backing on it. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back in, and I'm going to do kind of a score line just on the inside of that edge. Oh, gotta be careful. Let's make sure it's lined up. Because I want to push hard for the window sheet, but I don't want to push hard on the paper because that could cut the paper. So I placed a little fold right there. I'm going to go ahead and fold it on itself. And press down. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. I need it to be on this side. Okay, here's a little tip. Rubbing alcohol. Let me grab my bottle. This is 99% rubbing alcohol, so pretty high concentration. It can help you remove your paper. So I just sometimes will keep a little cup of it with a paintbrush nearby, and you just rub it on the paper side, and it just will tear right off. And the adhesive is still on my window sheet. So we're just going to let that dry, and then we'll come back to it. So while that's drying, let's grab our greeting, and we'll just kind of work with this here. If you have your glitter sheet with the, I've been using these little strips in between as accent pieces. And so I'm going to do the same here. The nice thing is if you like an angle, you can just go from one angle to the next, or one corner to the next, and it's going to angle it. It will be an opposite angle to the one that you did, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. And then we can just add a little bit of glimmer to the front underneath our happy holidays. I'm not going to stamp on it like I did with my first card. I'll show you that. And the reason for that is because here, we'll put it right about there. I want it in the middle of my card. So on my first card, I did some stamping around the greeting, and I felt like I had more room, and so I didn't want to add too much to this front area. So let's go ahead and do some adhesive. I love to use glue dots for little details like this. And I feel like it also sticks really nicely on the glimmer paper. You can put 1, 2, 3, whatever you feel is necessary for that size. Okay, that's nice and big. Goes all the way across. Trying to make sure it's nice and straight on there. That looks good. I feel like the glimmer paper might have been put on crooked, but oh well. Okay, so we come back to our tree. It's all dry. And now I can put it on the right way, which is this way here. So again, try to get it as close to the bottom as you can on that tree. And then it's folded across. And then you can just take your paper snips, and I'm just going to cut it on that side. So then I don't see the tree at all. And I think it still opens pretty nicely. So I'm going to remove the rest of that paper, and then I can put this, well, I don't want it to be too much. Maybe I can just put it right here. So it does cover up that house there, but I can just open it up and peekaboo. That's cute. So just that another little dimension there is kind of fun. And it could, I guess, get locked in a little bit underneath that. So, okay, so if you do have it close enough to lock in next to that, it's kind of nice. So then you can open it up and see underneath, and then close it back up if you want. Okay, that's fun. So now let's do a little designing to the inside. I'm going to open up that window sheet just a little bit so I can see. This is kind of where I want to place everything, and I really like the idea of doing the full greeting here, celebrate the wonder and joy. I do have one more tree that I could put here in the center or off to the side. I could also add it to the inside. Maybe that's what I'll do, because I feel like this already has a lot of stuff on it. Another thing that I did on my first card that might be really fun is I added a little banner shape. And the reason is because I have a lot of these greeting banners left over because I didn't use these on my cards. So let me just share with you how I colored this. So you can only have to do one side of it because we're just going to cut off a little section. So get a little bit of, I'm using Night of Navy ink onto a blending brush, and then you just blend it right on there. And if you want it darker, just get a little more ink. It works out really nicely. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut off a 1/2 inch on that bottom. I kind of measure from the middle point. And if I want, I can also do some stamping in here. That might be fun. I really like how I did this one here, as well as actually this one. Maybe I'll do something similar to this, where it has the light dots and then the dark snowflakes. So the light dots, you get that look by doing a stamp off. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to try to keep it right there in the center, but closer to the bottom. Let's grab another one of these glimmer pieces. Cut that. And I'm going to add that with a little liquid glue. Hopefully this time I'll get it straight on my card. Oh, you know what? I might need, oh well, whatever. I was going to say I might need more of the dots, but I already stamped it in the middle, and I think it's fine. We'll just stamp some snowflakes now. Cut one there, maybe one here. We'll see where we can put a third one in a minute. We can add our banner. We can do it up higher. On this one here, I put all the banners so that they touch the top of the glimmer paper. I kind of like that idea. Maybe we'll do that again. I feel like I need more dots, so I'm just going to go with it. So I'm going to try to stamp off and clean so that I don't do too many overlapping dots. So let's clean that up. And then right here, I'm just going to maybe ink up, stamp off, and then add some there. Stamp off, add some here. There. Then it kind of feels like it fills up the whole thing. Here, I'll give you a close-up. So that's kind of what I did. Add the banner with a glue dot. You could also add the banner to the left side. It doesn't have to be on the right side. I'm just going to put it right here. I'm keeping to the same idea as my other card. The wonder and joy of this festive season. I'm going to break this up. Let's see. Wonder and joy. Let's cut it off of this. See how that works. Some more glue dots. You can, I love these big glue dots because you can stretch them. So you can put one side of the glue dot on one end and then stretch it across. And I'm going to place this right over the banner. Okay, I'll show you another close-up. Okay. Let's just pop that right there in the middle. Wonder and joy in the middle. Get some more glue dots. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one in half too. Not in half, but in between the two words. Okay. So I've laid out the greeting, and now let's do some more stamping. So you got to make sure if you're going to stamp around finished greetings that your image is clean, especially around the block. And then when you ink it up, you just want to be super careful just to ink up the actual image because you don't want to accidentally get ink where you don't want it. So we'll put one there. I'd love to be able to squeeze one right under there, kind of hiding behind joy just a little bit. So I'm going to try to make a huge mess here. This is what happens when you don't really know what you're doing. You're just kind of creating as you go. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Here we go. And then let's maybe do one more here. So cute. Okay, let's hope that oh no, it didn't get covered up all the way. Okay, so my snowflake's okay. It's just my celebrate is not, so that needs to come down just a little bit. Maybe I do just put them one line over the other. So maybe celebrate goes here. I should have thought of that. I did think of it, but I thought I had a little more room. So just kind of have to gently, you could use that alcohol technique, but glue dots are pretty easy to pick up. And we'll just put it right there. Make sure it's straight. There we go. Yeah. You don't really notice that little bit of blue peeking out from underneath. If you do open up your window sheet like this, you need to go back and kind of flatten it, because that's kind of something that happens to window sheets, is you need to go in every once in a while and just give it a little more pressure to get it to stay closed. So cute. My season is up too high. There. Okay, so we have happy holidays. Celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season. And then let's go ahead and do a Merry Christmas right in the middle. And let's do the same thing that we did. Let's use the dots. And I'm going to go a little bigger. So a little bit on the left and a little bit on the right. A little overlapping, that's okay. I just want it to be even in the middle. Then you're going to grab some beautiful glimmer paper. Let's add it. Ah, what a mess. Maybe it's in the middle. Who knows? I could pull out my ruler, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's try some stamping. Let's kind of even out a little bit on this side and maybe one up there. We can also add our Christmas tree. Can't really go up any higher, can we? So that looks like it's going to get added right there. A couple glue dots to hold that in place. I guess I could go off to the left, but it's okay. I like having a little bit of the glimmer paper showing on the left side. And then we'll just put Merry Christmas. Maybe we could put it a little lower. I think it's just going to go up high. That's okay. I'm really tempted to put that lower, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to just remove the trees really quick. I'll show you why. I'm going to stamp some more dots, but this time above the glimmer, just like that. Maybe do a couple more dots down here too. Okay. Oh, let's do a snowflake in this corner. Okay. So then we can add our tree back to the same spot, and then Merry Christmas. We'll just put it here across our tree. And then let's do another snowflake right there. Okay, so cute. What do you guys think about my peekaboo card? So we got a little peekaboo. It'd be fun if we could add a little something there to make it fun. But we got our little peekaboo tree, and then our peekaboo houses. And then we open up our card and we see Merry Christmas. And let's see how it looks standing. So that's really cute. It kind of pops up a little bit because this part isn't on the ground, but that's okay. But you can see all those fun layers to the card. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this fun card. If you're interested in seeing step-by-step instructions on how to create the peekaboo doors and some of the decorating ideas I made on this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. If you're interested in getting your own paper pumpkin subscription, please do so using the link in the description below to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.